Are you using this absolutely essential marriage practice? I hope you are. Before we reveal what it is, as we jump into day 28 of the Love Dare, I want to ask, how did day 27 go? As you identified those unrealistic expectations, apologized for them, and then started looking for the good and praising your spouse for those things, what kind of attitude shift did you notice in your own mind? Has your spouse responded already? Please comment in the comment section below. Let us know how that went. We'd love to hear what kind of changes that may have initiated and started in your marriage. Do you have this practice in your marriage? Are you practicing this in your marriage towards your spouse? Day 28 of the Love Dare. Love makes sacrifices. Love makes sacrifices. When we think about pain or pressure that we feel in this life, everyone deals with it at some point. But whose pain and pressure do we give the most weight to, the most concern to? If you're anything like me, it's going to be my pain, my pressure that I'm feeling, my discomfort. I'm sure it's your pain, your pressure, your discomfort that you give the most attention to. But the question is, as we consider love making sacrifices, are you sensitive to your spouse's pain? Are you sensitive to your spouse's pressure that they're feeling in their lives? Are you sensitive to the difficulties that your spouse is currently facing? When we consider that love makes sacrifices, love is understanding, love seeks to understand, love desires to serve and look out for others, especially our spouses. If we're doing that, when our spouse is in pain, when our spouse is feeling pressure, when our spouse is hurting, we should be sensitive to those things, be aware of those things, and strive to step in and help on the front end before it gets too bad, before we have to be asked, before we have to be physically told that something is wrong. But even if we miss those signs, we don't see it on the front end, and something comes up to us, okay, let's say our spouse says something less than loving or says something in a less than loving way because they are in pain, because they're feeling pressure, because they're dealing with some difficulty. How do we respond? Love is going to look beyond the complaint. Love is going to try and understand the hurt or the unmet need that is behind the statement, the phrase that is being made that isn't coming across as real loving. So wives, maybe it's your husband having sexual needs that he feels are not being met. Can you be aware of that and respond in a positive way rather than getting defensive or firing back? Husbands, when your wife is complaining or brings to your attention that you're out with the guys too much, you're spending too much time at work, can you see that she is needing more time or attention from you? Can you be sensitive to that, respond to that, and try and make corrections to meet those needs to the best of your abilities? Maybe it's providing safety, safe sanctuary at home. Can that be provided? Is that something that is being missed by your spouse? If your spouse is feeling frightened or ashamed or fearful or depressed, physically tired, are those things that we can understand, can see, and do what we can to help change that, help improve that, make changes in our own lives, sacrifice something of our own free time, of our own resources, and try and assist our spouse to make things better or easier for them. Why? Because we love them. We want what's best for them. And husbands, we are specifically commanded to love our wives as our own bodies. Ephesians chapter 5. So if that's the case, how could we not make some sort of sacrifice on our behalf in order to meet the needs of our spouse, of our wife, to serve her, build her up, and take care of her? We need to listen to the complaints, the concerns, what our spouse is trying to communicate. We need to see those things and be sensitive to them, and then we need to care enough to do what we can to help improve the situation for them. Some questions that we can ask that should be commonplace, maybe a daily occurrence even. So here's a practical step that you can put into your marriage right now that is going to make a huge difference. How are you doing? How can I help? How are you doing? How can I help? If you ask those questions, you are going to be miles ahead in showing your spouse that you love them, that you care about them. Now, asking those questions is great, but then we have to be willing to make the daily sacrifices to follow up on what they said, to help them when I asked what I can do to help, or when they're not doing well. What can I do to make that better? And that leads into what the dare is today, day 28 dare. When we consider that love makes sacrifices, think about your spouse. What are some of the greatest needs or difficulties that they're dealing with right now in their lives? When you consider those needs or difficulties, what is something that you can do to help your spouse, to make things easier for them, better for them? And then once you answer that question, you know what's bothering them, you know what their greatest needs are, you know how you can help alleviate some of that, make some of that better, then go and do it. Make their life easier. Make things better for your spouse. There is day 28 in the Love Dare. Pray that dare will be beneficial for both you and your spouse. And we will look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 29.